Shalom, family. It's good to see all of you here. I'm sure by now many of you have heard about Tesla and the racial discrimination lawsuits he's been hit with. But let's be real. What jobs in this country don't have racial discrimination? I mean, they all do. The majority of the jobs in America are very toxic environments. Look, even their own people are jumping for the hills trying to get away from these jobs. And I tell you, I didn't think I was going to see something like this in my lifetime. I knew these jobs were lousy and the atmosphere, and they make most of the atmospheres in these jobs very hostile. And we're not immune to it. Many of us got our own stories about things that have happened in the workplace, and we know it was all exclusively about race. Now that we are living in the times of revelation, these things are now being revealed, and people are telling their stories on social media. People are telling their stories in these job shortage articles that are coming out. They're telling their stories in the comment section, and it has been a nightmare for many people across the board. But as far as racism, that has been something that has been mainly hit hard by Hebrews. And it's been this way by design. We know when it comes down to racism, we are always that intended target, whether we're on a job or off the job. It doesn't matter. This is how the society is set up as a whole. So, Tesla, let's just take a look at this dude. First of all, y'all, he's from South Africa. Anybody that has been in any type of environment where the people had to fight for freedom, those are the people that will bring a toxic environment to a job. And these folks that are in places that they're not native to, you can best believe this man has believed from coming out of his mom's womb he's better, he's this, he's that. And like I said, I don't believe you're better unless you show you don't go to the same boneyard that everybody else goes to. So if you can't show that you live beyond what everybody else on the planet lives and you don't go to that same graveyard, then in my eyes, you are not better. Okay, you are not better. So let's talk about the racial discrimination allegations that Tesla has been hit with. And we've heard these stories many times in our lifetime. It may be a different company, but the kind of stories that we hear are all the same. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen here. All right, if you can see my screen, please give me a 1. Please give me a 1 if you can see the screen. I know there's a delay. I'm sure some of you have hit that 1 and it's just not popping up yet. There we go. Okay. All right, y'all. So Tesla in California, he is being sued for discrimination and harassment by the California regulator, which claims the electric car maker operates a racially segregated workplace. So the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing said it has received hundreds of complaints from workers at the Fremont factory. Tesla called the lawsuit misguided. Now, see, that's where you got a problem with someone like Tesla, and let me explain why. Not I'm going to investigate what's going on, and we're going to go above and beyond to try to fix what's wrong in this company. Not that. Oh, no, this is all misguided. So that's not where his head is. His head is not where he should be looking into it and fixing his toxic, racist environment. Nah, I'm just going to dismiss it and say it's misguided. So that attitude alone tells you he has no intentions on doing anything about it at all. And we've seen these nonchalant behaviors from many of these business owners, managers, supervisor, anybody that's high up and don't want to deal with this kind of stuff. It said it strongly opposes all forms of discrimination and harassment and will ask the court to pause the case. Why? You ain't doing nothing about it. Tesla said this would allow it to take other steps to ensure the facts and evidence will be heard. Kevin Kish, director of DFEH, said the agency found evidence that the Tesla Fremont factory is a racially segregated workplace where Black workers are subjected to racial slurs and discrimination against in job assignments, discipline, pay, and promotion. It claims that employees would refer to areas where Black or African American staff worked with racist historical names, such as the plantation. The lawsuit filed after an investigation by the agency also alleged that one worker heard racial slurs as often as 50 to 100 times a day. Okay. But Tesla claimed that over the past 5 years, the DFEH has been asked by individuals to investigate the company on nearly 50 occasions. That is outrageous. That is outrageous. On every single occasion when DFEH closed an investigation, it did not find misconduct against Tesla, the firm said in a blog. It therefore strains credibility for the agency to now allege, after a 3-year investigation, that systemic racial discrimination and harassment somehow existed at Tesla. I'm sure it does. It exists at every other damn company up in America. Why not there? It also said that the claims focused on alleged misconduct by production associates at the Fremont factory that took place between 2015 and 2019. Last year, Tesla was ordered to pay $137 million in damages for failing to stop a Black former worker at a Fremont factory from being abused. Tesla has since appealed against the multi-million-dollar settlement granted to former Lyft operator Owen Diaz. The company, which led by Chief Executive Elon Musk, said in a blog that it is the last remaining automobile manufacturer in California and has a majority minority workforce and provides well-paid job to 30,000 people. So, ladies and gentlemen, he doesn't seem like he's too concerned about the toxic environment that's there. And that's very telling about Elon Musk, you know. And like I said, you got to realize how much racism got planted in his head when he was still growing up in South Africa. Am I surprised? No, because America has never done anything to stop racism on any job or Even out here in social media, they don't do nothing. They don't do a thing. But see, when them lawsuits come, all of a sudden they become, they're not so blind anymore when they get hit with these lawsuits. And the bottom line is, when I read this article, I don't see Elon saying, okay, I'm going to get rid of the people that are causing this toxic environment. He's sitting there, oh, this is all misguided, and I'm going to appeal that multi-million dollar lawsuit. Not, I'm going to fix anything. That's not where his mind is. And he doesn't even say that in the article. So it tells you right there, he doesn't mind all that stuff going on. And it went on for years, years. These Black employees took all of these racial slurs and everything that were said. The first time I heard about a discrimination suit against Tesla, it had to be like around 2017, 2018, somewhere around there. And it was a Black man, and he was coming out to let everybody know how bad the environment was. And the only thing at that time Elon Musk said to those employees, oh, don't do that. Stop doing that. I'm serious. I read that. That's all he said to those people that were doing the discrimination and racial slurs. Oh, don't do that. Don't say that anymore. So, in other words, I believe he was enjoying it. For your response to be that, you had to be sitting back and thought it was funny. But see, now that the lawsuits are coming, everybody's misguided. Well, you should have seen it coming. Sooner or later, somebody was going to get sick of this mess. And that's usually the case. And hopefully in a several years of going through this, those Black employees should have a ton of evidence at this point in time. I would hope so. So, I mean, they're not going to reveal what they have, and we don't know. I mean, we're in the day and age of cell phone cameras, and a lot of things are getting caught on camera these days. The things that they got away with real easy back in the day, it's not so easy anymore, ladies and gentlemen. It's not. And you don't have to work at Tesla in order to experience racism on a job. And when I do these stories, man, y'all be telling some stories. And I mean, part of me, I can feel your pain, but then on the other hand, I'm not surprised. I've seen it and I've gone through it myself. So I know it's real. And usually the people that are doing this, they're in good with the supervisor and the manager or whoever's high up in the company. They're in good with them. That's how you know they all feel that way about you. They all do. And it's not until a lawsuit is filed, then all of a sudden that employee gotta go. I don't understand. And really, it's all their problem and everything. But I don't understand how you'll let somebody mess up your money where you get sued for $137 million, and those Black employees win the lawsuit, but you're okay with those people that cost you that kind of money. See, if you got employees like that and you let them sit there after you lost a lawsuit, then you get just what you deserve. You don't even escort them out the company. So your hatred is so deep for us that you are willing to lose all kinds of money behind some damn employees. You don't sound very smart to me. You don't sound smart to me, Elon. Mhm. I remember back in the day when they were hiring people for that plant. I remember seeing the online advertisements for working for Tesla and all that stuff. I saw that. I saw that stuff back then. but the plant turned toxic and racist and they're open about it. Nah, you know, Elon, see, people like you are the reason why there's a worker shortage out here. But I think what's even more astonishing now, see, I can see why our people would get out of those toxic situations, but look at how much of their own are bouncing from these jobs. They don't even want to be there. They don't want to even want to be in these places either. That says a lot right there. I was some of y'all saw my story that I put out the other day, and for the tech company, in fact, it came out yesterday, this morning. Well, anyway, it said 80% of the people that are leaving their jobs over in the UK, they're saying they are not going back out there to work at all. I was like, damn, that's a lot of people refusing to work. And it's the same way here. This worker shortage, ladies and gentlemen, is global. It is not just something happening in the US, it's happening up in Canada as well. It's global. And so, our Heavenly Father has put a spirit on these people where they don't want to support this system anymore. Where else could that have come from? You know, it had to come from him because it's just too many people, and this is all happening at the same time. Oh, I don't think so. Wow. Mr. Pirate Brain, you said Tesla is also in Austin, and that's why I'm moving. They are driving the housing prices up. Yeah. Wow. Oh, yeah. The Dr. Carpy, you said, even though, let me go back to your comment, even though they can't find people, they still manage to keep racism first. Yeah, that's always going to be on top of their list of things to do every day. That's going to be top on the list. you know and that's the thing that anytime you see us out in the workplace and you see these things going on and nobody is doing anything, they're fine with it. They're letting you know they're perfectly fine with it. The only thing I do like is our people are lawyering up. I remember watching a couple of people get discriminated against on the job, and they just felt helpless, like there was nothing they could do. But I think our people are not feeling so helpless anymore, and they're going after these companies. And you should. You should. Mhm. Oh, Michelle Harvey, you said, Mr. Pirate Brain, my cousin tried to get me to move to Texas. I'm glad I didn't listen to her if it's too expensive. It didn't always used to be too expensive. The cost of living in the South in general is cheaper. It is a hell of a lot cheaper than being in the Northeast, that's for sure. It is too expensive here. You know, I was reading an article probably like around 2012, and it was saying if you weren't making, I think at least like 50, 60, you couldn't even afford the average apartment here. So if you made less than that, they were saying this is not the state for you. Thank you, Danielle Meyer, for the super sticker. Thank you, Dr. Carpy, for the super chat. Shalom. From occupied Canada notice the cops don't know what to do to remove the rioters. That's because the rioters look just like them. That's why they seem to be at a loss when they look like them, but when they look like us, they don't have no problem breaking out all of their little toys to come against us. Y'all hold on for 1 second. Okay. Um Oh yeah, Coach Roebuck. Yes, I mean the grocery store has probably been the most dramatic thing through this entire pandemic. It seems like it's less things on the shelves and the prices are skyrocketing. And and it's also very imbalanced. You can find things at one store and then you can go to another store and they'll hardly have anything that you need. So it's not consistent. Some stores actually are better stocked than others, but you still see those empty shelves out there. Mhm. And it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. With all the heat waves and everything that's coming. Look, we are starting in early spring where I am. I'm looking at the temperatures. We're going to be like in the upper 50s and 60s. And I mean, that's not the norm for February, but being that we're starting out like this, it tells you right there it's going to be an early spring. And, it's a nice thing, but there's also disadvantages to that. The disadvantages, the bugs will be out of control. So that means you didn't have a strong enough winter to kill them off. Now they're going to be coming back strong this year. Hmm. Yeah, Vanessa Gardner, you're right. She said that's true. Empty shelves are not stocked since last year in New Mexico and other expenses. You're right. And that's because the supply chain situation where all of those shipping containers are still not moving. They're not moving like they should. So, yeah, look, we got days hitting 65. So I know what y'all mean. And no, usually this time of the year we're still like 30s, maybe 40 degrees. We're well above that. We're well above it. So I'm anticipating a really hot spring and summer. That's what I think this is a clear indicator of. Wow. Teasoids, you said I was at Kroger's last night. It damn near $5 for a box of butter. Damn. I mean, look, it's that is outrageous, especially for butter. Mhm. You need your cherries. I know what you mean, True Royal. I know what you mean. Mhm. Yeah, well, um, Davita, that's what they do. Anytime there's a crisis, they always take advantage. If you notice, when hurricanes hit, all of a sudden a case of water will go for, maybe $3 for a case of water. That case of water turns to $10 $15. They do that. I mean, these people are awful when it comes down to price gouging. They really are. You let any event happen and they use that as an excuse to go up on gas, food, water. I mean, virtually everything out there. They will go up on it immediately, just taking advantage of people when they are struggling or going through a bad time. That's when they seize the opportunity to raise the damn prices. $5 for butter? That's crazy. I'm here in New Jersey. Organic strawberries were $10. I mean, I tell you what, them organic strawberries will be sitting there. I ain't paying that. Shoot, you'd be better off just planting your strawberries now. If you plant this is February. This is the time to plant strawberries. If you plant them suckers now, you'll have plenty of strawberries when June and July comes. And the nice thing about strawberries, because I've grown them, if the more you clip them and prune them and get the strawberries off, the more come back. You'll have like bunches of them coming in. That is crazy, y'all. I haven't seen the $5 butter yet. I'm almost afraid to look. Yeah, Jet Black, they will be going up on gas, especially when travel picks up, usually in the spring and summer, or your big travel times. Everybody's going all over the place, everywhere in the country. So, yeah, you can best believe they're going to be jacking up the prices this year. Organic food is even high at Aldi's. Organic fruits are over $5. Man, I haven't what's the last time I was in an Aldi's? I haven't been in one in ages. I can't even I can't even remember the last time I was in that store. We got one around here, but it used to be called Bottom Dollar. It used to be a grocery store called Bottom Dollar, and they would always have all kinds of discounts on name brand items. And so people around here would go flock into that store, and Aldi's bought them out. And I have not been there since. When it was Bottom Dollar, I went there a couple of times, but when it got bought out, I don't think I've been back even once after they got bought out. You know what, King Rate Wage? I think you're right. It will probably be $6 for gas somewhere in the country. I wouldn't put it past them. Mhm. You know, my cousins, I got cousins, and they were telling me that the quality of their soil in their backyard is really not good because, it's a lot of people that got land, but it's a lot of clay. So, it's harder to grow in that. So, what they do is they go down to the farmer's market and they buy everything in bulk. And what my cousins do, they fill their freezer that way. That way it'll last them for a long time before they need to do it again. And that's how they've been doing it for years. They just buy in bulk. And then when they get finished eating that food, then they buy in bulk again. That way they don't have to constantly go out there for produce from the supermarket. And it's much cheaper at the farmer's market. But who knows what that's gonna be this year? It may not be so cheap anymore at the farmer's market. Terry Brown, Sugar Melanin, you said, "I work at Kroger's, and the shelves are almost empty, along with not enough help to stock them, and then the prices are crazy high." I believe you. I believe you. That is crazy. Wow. Yeah, y'all. Mm-mm-mm. I just pray that everybody can just get through it because I believe 2022 is going to be the toughest year yet. These folks, they were whining about 2020 and 2021. Man, 2022, the way they came in this January 1st on, it has been just nonstop headaches this year. Woo, it's been nonstop. So we'll see how bad it is by the time we reach December. I'm sure it's going to be plenty bad. Mm, mm, mm. All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and conclude. We'll do this again. And yes, I'm going to put together something so that you can do the basic gardening, because this is the time to get your seeds ready and start planting. That way, when late spring and summer come, you'll be out there harvesting your fruits and your vegetables that you grow. So we'll do this real soon. I'll try to get that done over the next few days, and we'll just come back, because I know some of you will be more advanced than others, and that's to be expected when you have a group of people. But the folks that are trying to start out, this is the time to get prepared. And we'll talk and just go over the basic things that you need so that you can grow and have a good yield coming from your garden, and you literally will be able to eat from your garden. Usually when I would have vegetables out there, I had a fresh salad every day directly from my garden. The tomatoes, the lettuce, the onions, and I literally had a fresh salad every day. And yeah, I tell you, it's a liberating thing when you can grow your own veggies and you don't have to depend on the supermarket. Very liberating. All right, y'all. We'll definitely do this again soon. Please enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are. And on that note, shalom, family.